Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a Twitter Q&A because I asked you guys what you would like to see on my Twitter. If you want to stay updated with whenever I ask you guys video suggestions or maybe even doing Twitter Q&As, if you want to be a part of that, then follow me on Twitter because that's usually where I ask you guys for your suggestions. I'm just gonna jump right in. I'm gonna try to get to as many questions as I can, so let's just get started. I actually got this question quite a lot, so I'm gonna answer it. This one is from Kay, and she asked, how did you know Wah was the one? Love ya, sister. I love you too, girl. I don't know, there's not ever like this aha moment where I'm like, oh snap, he the one. He just treats me so good. Like, our relationship is not perfect by any means. There are times where I'm like, fuck you, I am so done with you. I don't even know why I'm with you right now. Like, come on girls, let's be real. As much as you can say how much you love your man, there are gonna be times where he ticks you off so bad that you're just like, I can do better than this. But overall, I know his intentions for me are always good. And I don't know, I just know that he's someone that's very loyal to me. I can easily say that he's the type of guy that would take a bullet for me, or he's the type of guy that will give up his dreams for my dreams type of thing. Not that I would ever want him to, but I feel like that's the type of love he gives me. Do you know where I'm going with this? Because I'm all over the place when it comes to talking about him. There's so many good things I can say about him, and I just love him so much, and I just know that he's the one for me without knowing exactly what it is. I guess that's what it is when you love someone, right? You just don't know. You just don't know why you love someone, but you love them. Next question is from Lisa, and she asked, what's your favorite place that you've traveled so far? For me, hands down, would have to be Hong Kong. Like, I am in love with Hong Kong. I don't know what it is. I've only been there like 3 times in my life, and each time I'm only there for like no more than 2 weeks. But for some reason, Hong Kong just feels like home. It makes no sense because I obviously did not grow up there. I don't have family there, but it just feels like home to me. I don't know what it is. I guess because we speak the same language, we have the same values and stuff like that. But every time I'm in Hong Kong, I just don't want to leave. And the last time I was there was with Wah in November, and it was like the best thing ever. I love, love, love Hong Kong. Vanessa Lee asked, what's your recommended must-go place in San Francisco? A lot of you actually asked me this question, and I feel like a must-go place in San Francisco is Marin Headlands. You can see the Golden Gate Bridge from there. It's a beautiful view. It's breathtaking. I've been there so many times, and anytime someone asks me where they should go if they come to San Francisco, I always say Marin Headlands or Marin Headlands. I switch it up all the time. I don't really know how to pronounce it, okay? But that is the place. It is so beautiful. Although, I will warn you, if you go at night, a lot of times you will see people having sex in their car, or you would hear it. Or you would just know it, and it makes you not want to be there for too long. Yes, I have definitely witnessed that. Or people usually just go up there and do drugs. But don't let that discourage you to go, because I still go regardless. The view is beautiful. Just ignore the things you see while you up there. Alright, so Courtney Dia asked, what's one of your biggest regrets in life? I'm not sure if I answered this in a previous Twitter Q&A, because this seems to be one of the questions that get asked all the time, and I feel like I'm one of those people that always say live life with no regrets. But let's be real, all the people that say live life with no regrets, you have some regrets in your life. You just don't linger onto it, but there are gonna be regrets in life. By the way, if you guys don't know where that reference is coming from, it is from We Are the Millers, which is like the best movie ever. So if you have not seen that movie, please go watch it. But anyways, my regret in life would have to be, first thing that comes to mind is how hung up and like crazy I got over some guys in the past, like in high school. Let me tell you girls, okay, seriously, listen to me on this one. There's a lot of things that I say that make no sense, but this one, it will make sense, honey. If you're in high school right now and you think that relationships and friendships are everything, just know that it ain't. Like, when one door closes, another one opens. So if a relationship right now is not working out, do not like go crazy and think that life is over just because a guy dumped you, or I don't know, whatever it may be, because you know what? There are much greater things in life to look forward to than just like a little relationship in high school. I'm not saying that a high school relationship is stupid or that it won't work out, because I know some people who are married to their high school sweetheart. But I see this happen to a lot of teenagers. It happened to me as well, where I thought that my high school boyfriend was gonna be my everything. I would drop anything for him because I was a down ass bitch. But what I'm saying is, when you're a teenager, a lot of things you're still learning. And even now, I'm in my 20s and I feel like there's a lot of things that I'm learning. When you're a teenager, focus on yourself. Learn to love yourself before you try to go love someone else. And that for me was one of my biggest regrets because I didn't know to love myself first. So to answer your question without going too all over the place, in return, it was my own loss. I wasted this time not focusing on the right things, and I was focusing on all the wrong things, I guess. I mean, it's not a big deal now. I don't lose sleep over it, but I guess that would be one of the things that I wish I could have been better at when I was a teenager. Victoria asked, can you tell us a story about one of your ex-boyfriends? Love you, by the way. Love you too, Victoria. Well, since we're on the topic of these relationships, to be honest, I didn't date a lot before Wa. Like, Wa is my second like official boyfriend. The experiences that I had with like these boyfriends, they were actually just like these flings in high school. Well, not really a fling because I was really committed to wanting to be with them. I thought they were eventually gonna ask me out and I really like put my time into it, but they ended up just playing games with your girl, okay? So that didn't work out. But officially, I've only dated one guy before Wa. But let me tell you a quick story about my ex before Wa. After he cheated on me with this other girl and we completely broke it off, a few months later, he decided to message me on Facebook. And he wrote me this long ass paragraph about how he hopes that I know that our breakup was mutual and that he still cares for me and that this was a decision that we made together. I did not ask to be cheated on. I don't think we agreed on that, bitch, but okay. After I read that message, I did not reply to him because I felt like he just wanted to make himself feel better. Like he wanted me to feel as if, oh, you know, I broke up with you as well. It wasn't just you hurting me, but clearly he was cheating behind my back. Like literally he would come visit me, but prior to visiting me, he would be with the other girl. I found that out later on. But whatever, girl, that is all said and done. It is okay. But that is a story about him where he tried to turn it around and make it seem like, oh, I agreed on being cheated on. Like, bitch, bye. Get your ass out of here with that. Jessica asked, can you give us an update on your extensions? Are you gonna have a meet and greet soon? Bye, I love you. As far as the meet and greets, I'm just gonna be really honest with you guys. A lot of you have been asking me when I'm gonna do the meet and greet in San Francisco, and I think I've probably talked about this for the last year and it still did not happen, and I did not mean to leave you guys hanging. I don't know how else to put this because I've never actually gone to a doctor and been diagnosed with anxiety or anything like that, but I can feel it in myself that I get very, very anxious. Like, it makes me want to pass out whenever I think of doing a meet and greet. I know this sounds crazy and like dramatic. That's what I never wanted to say. And a lot of you always ask about a meet and greet and I just never felt ready to tell you guys the reason why I haven't done a meet and greet. But the only way for me to be able to do a meet and greet is if it is organized by someone where I'm not the one organizing it, because I need someone to kind of like keep everything like organized. Otherwise it would give me just like a lot of anxiety. I don't know why, because I've never had this before. I started having this about like a year and a half ago where going to events would really like freak me out. I had someone contact Sephora for me. I was trying to get like Sephora to organize a meet and greet, but that was in the talks and then that ended up not happening. So I'm still working on it. I really want to do a meet and greet for you guys. I just don't want to like do a meet and greet and disappoint anyone, because a lot of times with meet and greets, I heard that you have to get permits if you're gonna have a bunch of people in one place. I've heard so many stories from other YouTubers where they got kicked out because they tried to do it at a park or just at any public setting. I definitely don't want that happening, so that's why I want someone to organize this meet and greet. So just know that I'm working on it. Hopefully we can do it soon. Okay, and as far as my hair extensions, I've had them on for almost 6 weeks now. Yes, almost 6 weeks, 5.5 weeks right now. And it's about time for me to move them up, because when I wear my hair just down, if I move around, you can actually see where the extensions are because they have really grown out. So that's why I wear it in a braid a lot nowadays, or in a ponytail. But overall, these are the best extensions I've ever had. I feel like the only thing I don't like about them is the hair, but that has nothing to really do with the extensions itself, because the extensions are very comfortable. It's just the quality of hair. I feel like the hair doesn't really match the texture of my own natural hair, but I am getting these taken out maybe next week, because Sophie and I, if you didn't catch it in my previous video, we're gonna go to Costa Rica. A lot of you said that I pronounced that wrong, and I honestly don't know how to pronounce it. I just know it doesn't sound right. I say Costa Rica, but maybe it's Costa Rica. I don't really know. But anyway, we're gonna go there in June, and when these extensions get wet, you can really see them. So I think for the trip, I'm just gonna bring my clip-in hair extensions, so that way I have the freedom of taking them on and off, and maybe when I come back, I'll put the tape-ins back in. But so far, I love them. I don't even feel them in my head. It is awesome. I really want to answer this one because it ties into what I was just talking about. It's a question from Song, and she asked, how do you deal with anxiety? Do you have a hard time breathing when you have it? I honestly don't get like anxiety attacks like often. Whenever that happens, it's hard for me to like deal with it, but the way I deal with it is that I try not to talk about it, because I find that the more I talk about how it makes me anxious or nervous, I end up getting even more nervous and I find myself just shaking. The only thing that I do is just mentally tell myself to like just tough it out, it's gonna be okay, take a deep breath, drink water, and just like start thinking about other things. With that being said, I know that anxiety is something that's very, very real, and sometimes just taking deep breaths and telling yourself these mental notes cannot help, because to be honest, I can't control it either. But if you do get serious anxiety attacks, I would not just take my word for it. I would definitely go talk to someone that can give you better advice and help. This question is from Yasmin Ruiz, and she asked, what did you get a degree in? And do you ever plan on pursuing a career in that field? I went to FIDM, which is the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising. They have 4 campuses, I believe. I went to the one in San Francisco, and I also went to the one in LA. I majored in beauty, merchandise, and marketing. So a lot of people think that I went there for beauty school, like learning how to put on makeup, but actually I learned more about marketing and merchandising in the beauty industry. So I guess you can say I majored in marketing, if you will. So I only went to FIDM for a total of 2 years, and I graduated with my AA. I did plan on working on getting my bachelor's, but I ended up not, because when I first graduated college, I just had so much debt. I owed money for my school loans, and if I were to go in to do my bachelor's, I would have put myself in even bigger debt. So I decided not to continue and get my bachelor's degree and just see how like YouTube can take me. And over time, I just found that I don't necessarily need a bachelor's degree in what I want to do, because what I want to do is just here on YouTube. And I'm going to tell you guys straight up, you don't need a degree to be a YouTuber. But with that being said, I, in a way, wish that I could have continued so that I would have a higher degree of education. And this is something I tell people all the time that want to be full-time YouTubers. If you have the time, go get your education first, because YouTube is a very, very temporary job. You don't know how long you can be popular on here or how long you can do well on here. And obviously, I feel like I would give my best to this channel, and hopefully it will take me far. But in the end, I do feel like had I just gotten my bachelor's degree in the beginning, maybe right now I'll feel a little bit more secure in life after YouTube. Right now, I'm just taking one step at a time. I might possibly go back to school for my degree, but I don't really know if that's something I really necessarily need at this point. On YouTube, as much as people don't see it as a business, there is a lot that goes into YouTube, and a lot of it to me feels like marketing. And that's where I feel like my marketing degree takes into place, because a lot of stuff that I learned while I was in FIDM about marketing really applies to YouTube right now. I am glad that at least what I learned in school and what I'm still paying off right now is in a way paying off in my job. So yeah, this question is from Celine, and she asked, Weylie, yes girl, I'm right here, do you see yourself getting married in the near future? Love you, sister. I love you too. More and more, I actually do see myself getting married for years now, and even like last year actually, I would tell my girlfriends, I ain't trying to get married. I would tell Wad, don't propose to me. I don't want to get married. And I feel like a lot of that has to do with my parents having a terrible marriage. I don't like talk much about my parents' drama, like that's their life, but just from seeing their relationship, it really made me feel hopeless in relationships, and I just don't ever want to get hurt the way my parents hurt each other. So yeah, for a really long time, I just felt like I don't see the point of marriage. I don't ever want to go through that type of pain, and I always just thought marriage was this stupid thing and that I don't want to be in it. But like I answered in the beginning of this video, I really see like the relationship I have with Wa like going somewhere, and I really feel like just because I grew up in a family where marriage was in a way not a good thing, that doesn't mean that marriage for me will be a bad thing. And girl, that took me almost my entire life to figure out, and I feel like you just have to be with the right person for you to believe in love. Alright, this video is getting super duper long, so I'm just gonna end it with this last question from Mud Blood, and she asked, what's your favorite / least favorite thing about having only sisters? I am the middle child. I have 2 sisters, so 3 girls in total. I feel like the greatest thing about having only sisters is that you grow up with like a solid group of friends that will never turn their back on you. I always think back to my childhood when it was tough. I had my sister, and it was just like the best thing. It felt like I grew up with a best friend my entire life without even knowing that I had a best friend, because she was just my sister and she always had my back. There was no questions asked. My least favorite thing about having sisters, you know, I don't know, because there's not anything that I don't like about my sisters or having sisters. I never really got mad at the fact that we would share clothes, because that's just what we do. That's the fun part, honestly, in having sisters. And you bicker and you fight about, you know, she wore your outfit that day, but it's not a big deal to where I'm like, ugh, sisters. So that is all I have for you guys today. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!